Intercepts.
Yeah, a rag in the mouth. What was on that? Paint thinner? Has anyone ever not been able to spit that out? I always wonder why they do that in movies. Did people not have tongues at some point when kidnapping was in its heyday? Not a talker. Okay, that's fine. My memory is a bit hazy, but I was getting in my car, and now I'm here. Did you whoosh open your van door and grab me in the parking lot? Second question, why? Not gonna be a large ransom if that's your goal. Just letting you know that straight away if this is a ransom situation. No, not a ransom? I can appreciate your stoicism. I always wondered if guys like you talk a lot of trash during the drive. You know, like a villain in a movie or something. Soon you will understand. All in due time. And that sort of thing. But not you. Just stoic. That's fine. But let me ask you. Were you aiming for a smaller person? Don't you cowards typically do this sort of thing to like small women and children? Thought you'd step it up a bit? Try something a little bit bigger? Well, you've gotten this far. Not bad. You're doing it. You set a goal, and you seem to be moving along successfully with it so far. That's gotta feel good. Are you feeling good? Still stoic. Committed to it. Okay, I can see that. But is it fun? I've always wondered that with you psychopath types. You can't help yourself from doing these crimes. And speaking of crimes, if it's not a kidnap and ransom situation, what are we looking at here? Just to prepare myself. Classic chain up and torture situation? Or do you have, like, sexual ambitions with my body? If so, how dare you? And second, are these plans for before or after I am among the living? I only ask for my family's sake. If you dump my body way out in the middle of nowhere and they only find the bones way in the future, maybe you could tie a little note to one of my leg bones saying I went out to get some groceries and a really cool, really goal-oriented van-driving fellow snatched me up, and now that's why you're reading this, dear hiker. It's always hikers, isn't it? But they can alert the authorities and get in touch with my loved ones. Can you feel love? That's what I was getting at about the joy of something like this. You know you shouldn't, and yet you do. And usually when they interview you maniacs, you're all emotionless and deadpanned, stoic if you will, as you describe your acts. And then I dismembered what was left of him and loaded it into a suitcase. And that kind of thing. No emotion. You never seem happy as you describe it. So are you happy as you're about to do it? Or only right when you're doing it? And if you feel nothing, like genuinely have no feelings, why do you always bury the bodies and try to get away with it? If you truly felt nothing, wouldn't you just leave me chained up after the torture session? That would be truly not caring. Basically saying, I don't even care if they find you and trace it back to me. I feel nothing. Is that the sort of maniac you aspire to be? Or are you still scurrying around after these senseless crimes trying to cover your tracks? I'll tell you what that definitely is not. Cool. It's not cool. Or stoic. It's cowardly, if I'm honest. But I guess we'll never understand you weirdos. You're all stoic and goal-oriented, but I hear some cans rattling around in the back here. That's not very tidy of you. Kind of a sloppy maniac, and that doesn't seem like it's gonna help you when you're in your scurrying phase. Do you suppose I'll get to look at you before this is over? Once you take this hood off? What is this, burlap? It's nice. A little itchy, and the smell isn't great. Is that chlorine? That's my guess. Not a professional smell guy or anything, but it smells a little like a pool. You use the chlorine to make hydrochloric acid? Is that how you'll dispose of me? Oh! Is that how you made the chloroform on the rag? I knew it wasn't paint thinner. Not bad. Not bad. You're either like a disgruntled chemist who drives a van, or you're a pool cleaner? Pretty solid cover being a pool guy. Lots of access to chemicals. But in this area? I mean, I'm not a detective, but if the grocery store cameras, even if they're real fuzzy, even think it's a pool cleaning van, what does that narrow it down to? I'm guessing not a lot of vans. Now, have I left much DNA in here? No, I have not. I'm a gentleman that way. Have I seen your face? No, I have not. I'd like to, though. What if you're my neighbor or something? And I'm like, Greg, you do this? This is your thing? You're such a goof. But that's unlikely. Greg would never. It's a doozy. I guess we'll see once we get where we're... Well, that was fast. We're here already? and you forgot to untie me, you quitter! I'm keeping this burlap!
Hey, you need some help?
Why would you think that? Hands tied together, head covered in burlap, it's pretty normal for me. Alright. That's fair. That's fair. Okay. Okay.